On today's expose. Oh my god, I love it so much. I cannot wait. We are talking about David Allen, but he spells it super cool. It's Alleyne. Allen.
Yeah.
Fancy. AKA Prodigy. Oh! Okay. So, this is someone who debuted in New Mutants Volume 2, Number 4 in October 2003, created by Nunzio de Philippis, Christina Ware, and Karen Grant, writer, artist. And he has the power to absorb knowledge from anybody he comes across, which is pretty amazing. He can mimic the knowledge possessed, so he can absorb it and use it and retain it forever. Well, let's talk about this a little bit.
Okay.
At first he thought it was only I thought it to be a certain radius, and then he can only absorb their information while they're in the area, and then once they left, he lost it. But Emma helped him realize that was just a limitation he was putting on himself, and he can actually remember it. This is after M Day, and so he can do all this other stuff. He can actually remember it forever. He's like, oh my gosh, it's a wave of all this information. I'm so powerful. I'm so smart. He's also super cool to me. That bisexual. I love that. What a great bisexual black man. He's super cool. And he was dating Serge for a while, and then he thought he was gonna die, so he kissed Hulkling or something. He's like, I'm bi and whatever, and it's amazing. It feels good to say it out loud. It's really cool. So I love him.
Yeah, and do you know who he's with now? I love it. Do you know who he's with?
Who's he with?
Speed, Wiccan's brother.
Oh, that's right. I do remember this. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
Prodigy's interesting because he kind of made the jump from X-Men to Avengers like Quicksilver and Wanda did. So yeah, he's more of an Avengers, young Avengers character now.
Yeah. Super cool.
And he's also one of the favorites of one of our listeners, Aaron. Shout out to Aaron. Hi, Aaron. Black bisexual man, Aaron.
Hi-yo. Right.
I go where I wanna go. Jean.
Scott!
Jean?
Scott! I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants! There's always more gators in the bayou.
Don't get a
Welcome to this week's Solving for X. My name is Shawn. I'm the ultimate excavationist.
And I'm something of an X-Men myself, Kevin.
We got that Blanche Devereaux coming out again.
Every time I say it, I feel like it just deserves that accent. I don't know why.
Yes. So I did want to call out one of our longtime listeners. Actually, he's been listening to me ever since I started podcasting way back on Movie Geek and Proud and Brunch with the Hollowells. Because I know he wanted to be on these episodes, but with our scheduling, it kind of threw everything off. But Ryan Terry, we just wanted to call you out and thank you for listening. I know you're a huge Storm fan, which is why we had you on Savage Land, Savage Heart. But I just wanted to mention Ryan has started doing reviews, the R.L. Terry Reel View, and Reel is R-E-E-L. So these past 2 weeks, he reviewed Beetlejuice the Musical, and he reviewed Killers of the Flower Moon, which is a 3.5 fucking hour long movie. And I didn't love it, and neither did he. But check out his reviews if you're into movies and occasional musicals. He usually does. He only does musicals if it's based on a movie, but that's very rare.
Gotcha. I enjoy the Beetlejuice musical, but I don't know. That's just me. I love it a lot.
I enjoyed it.
I sing from it a lot.
I thought the music could have been better, and I really
Yeah.
didn't like the first part of Act 2 where like Lydia and Charles are like lost in the netherworld. I thought that could have been like a little tighter, but other than that, like I enjoyed it. I saw it twice.
I've never actually seen it, so I can't really say.
Oh, okay. Oops, spoilers.
I listen. I know the soundtrack like crazy. I know all the music, but I never actually seen the musical
Oh,
because, I haven't. Hasn't been around here.
Yeah.
Around me. I don't know.
by the way, speaking of movies, I forgot to give my opinion last time, but I watched Butt Boy Kevin.
Yeah, we talked about on words a little bit too. So tell the people here.
Yeah, so Sexy Xy's Butt Boy is better sounding than it actually is to watch. It was kind of slow. It had its moments. Like there were some moments that were so serious, but they're talking about a man who sucks people into his butt, so you can't help but laughing.
Right.
And there were some scenes
It's like,
that
why
were
so
funny.
serious?
Yeah. But overall, I don't know. It's got like a 71%. So for being such a stupid movie and for being so high, like obviously other people like it more than I did, but for me, it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
probably agree
Slaughterhouse
with
though,
you.
with the killer sloth killing all the sorority girls.
There you go. And I enjoy the movie Zombievers.
I've seen that.
You're That's a crazy movie.
Yeah. But we're not here to talk about crazy movies. We're here to talk about X-Men.
Yeah.
Stormfront
Stormfront Part 2.
Yeah, Stormfront Part 2. So on our previously on, we asked you, who would you rather have seen marry Arkon? And just like that, the votes are in with 41%. 12 people said Storm. With 59%, 17 people said Thor. And apparently everybody is deviants just like us because everybody said Thor.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. That's one of those things that has to be.
It has to be.
Especially if you listen to this podcast.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. So Stormfront Part 2, this aired November 9th, 1996, written by Brooks Watchell. So that's kind of interesting to me. A lot of times these Part 2s are written by a different writer.
That is interesting.
Did you feel this Part 2, like, could you tell it was written by a different writer, or did it feel cohesive?
I mean, I didn't think about it, but it did feel different than the first episode.
Okay.
I didn't think about it being a different writer, but I just thought it was. I mean, I guess it is in the writing, but yeah, I guess now that I think about it, it is different. But it's nothing that wouldn't have come across unless you mentioned it.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, well, get us started, sir.
Cool. All right. Meteors fall past. Polemacchus. Polemacchus. Thank you, because I forgot how to say it. As we see, the ring of Vernon is as strong as ever. Arkon announces to his people a statue as himself with Storm to honor her saving them all. It's like, here's Storm. Worship her like you worship me. And I'm like, this is getting creepy, obsessed, creepy worship. I didn't like this. Like, get off my ass, dude.
Yeah.
We see a man drop a slab and get punished for it by a robot. Arkon announces celebrations. Wolverine, Cyclops, Beast, and Jubilee watch the announcement from a chamber. Wolverine senses something is off. Storm walks in and assures them that she is fine. I am quite sure of my decision. She tells them she's been an X-Men since she was a teenager and nothing has changed. If she stays on Polemacchus, she can see the difference she has made next to Arkon, who she loves, a man that I love. The X-Team agreed to go to her wedding. So, I thought Storm's speech here, even though it was completely misguided, was super beautiful and actually pretty valid.
Yeah.
Based on what she was saying to people.
Yeah, and this is something I've talked about a lot on Once Upon a Cult, because I feel like I've gone through something like this where my bestie, Rachel, was with an Arkon type guy who I nicknamed him amongst our friends. I nicknamed him the cult leader. Because I totally got those vibes from him.
I heard about this.
Yeah. And it's hard because you want to support the person you care about. You want them to be happy. But then I understand what it's like being, Cyclops or Wolverine. And like, because I did confront her
To
once.
see the signs, the red flags.
And like I confronted her about it once, and that just pushed us apart. So that separated me more from the situation. Luckily, we all got through it okay. But yeah, this is an interesting lesson that they're bringing into this show for kids audience.
Yeah, because she's asking the people that she loves the most, the people who she considers her family, to support her and to be happy for her and share her joy, which is a beautiful thing in one side of it. But when you think about how she's actually being hurt, or she can't see that this is something that's not good for her in this time, it's like, how do you approach this in the right ways? You can't. It's so tricky.
It's so tricky. Yeah. All right. As Storm tells the team that Arkon is a truly great man, we see a ship with robots preparing for war. A scientist tells Arkon that they could have solved all of their problems by simply turning off the grid. Arkon is preparing to attack their neighboring planet Belgania in order to rebuild. Arkon is reminded of the peace treaty with Belgania, but he don't care. He tells his people to show no mercy. What a great man, Storm.
Like, stupid treaties. Burn that treaty. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay.
So basically, now I forgot how to say it. Polemacchus? Polemacchus is basically Russia right now. They're being Russia.
Yeah. Absolutely. See, this is so timely and real. Oh my gosh.
I know. All the same stupid types of things keep happening over and over, and we're still like, we've learned nothing from this. Let's keep going.
No. Right. Sadness. Back at the Dome, Jubilee is excited to get to pick new clothes made from real gold. She spins around and runs into a servant, breaking everything. The servant lay prone on the ground and Storm begins to laugh at Jubilee's blunder. No one checks on the servant. The servant suddenly gets up and apologizes profusely. "Don't report me. Please, don't report me." And she's like, "It was not even your fault. It was her fault, bitch. Like, come on." And then, she's like, "I beg of you, don't report me." And then Storm and Jubilee noticed the servant was terrified. Yeah, Storm was like, "She was terrified."
I thought this was a weird thing for Storm. Like, the servant just got, whammed, and Storm just stands there laughing at her. Like, "Are you okay?" I know.
Right.
I know why they.
I didn't see you there.
Yeah, I know why they did it. The writer put that in to show Storm and Jubilee were very jovial about it, and still the servant was still like, "Oh my god, I'm so fucking sorry.
Right.
Don't kill me."
Right. Yeah.
No. Oh, I thought that the music right here was very Phoenix. It sounded like the Phoenix music.
Oh, Phoenix music.
Yeah. Wolverine and Beast are standing at the base of the new statues, marveling at the growing army. Wolverine doesn't like it. He feels that Storm is suffering from a god complex. This is interesting. This is another thing that's like, whoa, this is a kid's cartoon. And Wolverine's talking about how Storm may be addicted to feeling like a god, like she was revered in Africa.
Right.
Wolverine talks to a servant, but the servant is punished by a robot. Cyclops tells them all to be on guard. Something ain't right. And what Wolverine says to the guard's so funny. He asks them, where can he get a burger and fries on Polemacchus? It's like, why would they have burgers and fries there?
It's like, isn't this America?
Yeah.
Like us? I don't know.
Well, and the guard looked kind of excited to talk to Wolverine, so I wonder what he would have said. Oh, there's an In-N-Out around the bend.
Exactly. All right. 5. The X-Team watch the attack ships begin to take off. Wolverine moves to intercept, but Cyclops tells him to chill. There are guests here. Wolverine feels like warbirds are always a bad sign. He leads the team to go investigate. They are watched by a human guard looking sus.
Yeah, and he like
Yeah.
rubs his chin like, oh, ho, ho, look at what we have here. Whoa.
Ideas.
Mhm. What did you think by this guard? Like, were you expecting him to be good or bad?
It was... I was a little confused because he was dressed like a servant, like the servant people, who I know was being, mistreated and being slaves. So I wanted to trust him because I knew that his people were being, treated badly. But then I'm like, is he like working for them? Is he like a spy for them? Is he doing this to protect himself? It could have gone in both those ways. So I don't know. I was curious, but I wasn't leaning one way or the other. But just like, which way?
Say it again. Which way?
Which way?
Oh, stop it. Oh.
Ooh.
From the dome, Jubilee and Storm watch as the warbirds head out. Enter Arkon. He lies to the ladies and tells them that the ships are heading to Bogania to collect gifts and food for their wedding. In comes a servant who does not kneel. Arkon uses his shoulder strappy buttons to punish her. Storm begs for Arkon to stop torturing her. He reluctantly does. Storm points out the girl was terrified. Arkon tells them that as outsiders, you don't understand. Storm tells Arkon she refuses to live in a place that tortures people. Arkon smooth talks her though. He's like, yeah, baby. I won't do it anymore, baby. Like, we'll work it out. You wanna fuck me?
Right.
You wanna sit on my pole? You wanna mac with my pole, bitch?
And Polemacchus. But yeah, because she's like, oh, it's just that we do not know their ways. I don't know. Seems weird to me, but maybe it's okay here. I don't know.
Maybe it's okay to beat and torture people and electrocute them.
Yeah. I was like, I will have to chat with you later, and we'll figure this out together.
Well, and to Storm's credit, she does kind of say, like, this will have to change. So she's vowing to, like, be the change that comes to Polemacchus, but yeah.
The Warbirds return from their mission victorious. Wolverine, Cyclops, and Beast watch as slaves are brought in from Bogania, and separated from their loved ones. Wolverine points out that he was right. Things be shit. Our sus guard appears and tells the X-Team to follow him. Wolverine attacks even though he's like, he's got a gun! And he's like, get down! He doesn't want to say that, but Wolverine attacks even though the slave had just killed one of the guards. He's like, and then, Cyclops is like, hey, Wolverine, chill. He shot that robot. Like, oh, okay. He tells them to follow him quickly as they have just set off the alarm. The X-Team runs as the robots give chase.
Ooh. Curious and curiouser. The robots continue their pursuit. Wolverine surmises they probably aren't invited to the bachelor party. Oh, Wolverine. The team locks into battle with the robots. They are joined by... I wasn't sure the name. Like, I rewound it so many times. I also scoured the internet to try to find this name. The closest I can get is Ventil, I think, is the name of,
Who is that?
The leader of the Boganian slaves.
Oh, okay.
So he helps them fight. He asks the X-Team to help free his people. Cyclops orders Wolverine and Beast to save the prisoners. Spoiler alert, they do. The Boganians retreat to the hills. Stop it. Kevin's yawning, everybody. Kevin's yawning.
Noah, stop.
It's okay. I've been so tired today because I got my COVID booster and my flu shot. So I'm just like, bleh, more coffee.
Oh, so that must have been why I'm tired. That was tired that one day. Okay. All right. As Cyclops orders the team to leave, A new wave of robots comes and blocks their exit. Van Thiel has a teleport orb and makes an exit portal. The X-Men narrowly escape. Beast has been shot. Van Thiel summons the healers to help.
Oh, they've got this whole like hidden network thing going on. And
I know.
last episode I mentioned like this kind of giving me a Star Trek. This is where like their outfits and like the whole hidden thing, and I don't know, it just gives me like old timey sci-fi feels.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back at the Dome, Storm is speaking to a servant girl. She asks for her opinion on which outfit to wear. The girl gets upset. I can't possibly make this decision for you. Why are you talking to me? The man you love is
if it were wrong,
unstable."
oh God, what would happen if it was wrong?
Yeah.
You can't put that pressure on me. How dare you?
How
I'm
dare
sorry.
you, woman? The servant runs away. Storm and Jubilee discuss the issues of the planet as fireworks go off by the new statues in the distance. Storm explains that she is in love with Arkon and has to try to see the good of the planet. She can't just leave. And Jubilee says something really smart right here. This is where she's like, who are you trying to convince? Me or yourself?
Yeah. Right.
I did like that while they're talking about this, like the fireworks are going off in front of the statues, because I almost feel like this is a good showing of like everything on the surface is great as long as we ignore what's going on under the surface.
Right.
Like, it's beautiful.
And I gotta say, when Arkon was talking to Storm and Jubilee that first time, I loved Jubilee's like little head bob. She's like, what? Like, oh really? Like she was not taking it. She was being very supportive of Storm. She was there for her friend, but she was also suspicious herself. So she's doing both sides, which is great. She's playing it very cool.
And you know, when even Jubilee catches on, how stupid do you have to be?
Yeah.
Storm.
Yeah. How brainwashed are you right now?
So we kind of talked about this last episode, but is this in character, do you think, for Storm to be this kind of lost over Arkon?
You know, it feels very strange, but I think she is blinded by something. She saw something in him. I think she was excited by the prospects of helping people and making the because she was like the weather witch. She helped heal their planet. She wants to make the world a better place here, and she knows that she could be maybe more helpful here than, because she says like, I've been with the X-Men for so long and still nothing has changed. Maybe here I can actually make a difference and maybe my efforts will mean something more. And so I think she was excited and blinded by that notion.
Yeah, I agree. And I love that line was put in by Wolverine saying, like, maybe she has a god complex, because those two things together completely, like, give reason for Storm to be kind of blinded right here. Because if this is going in continuity, I wonder... They never really mentioned it. She was married to T'Challa for a little while. That probably hasn't happened yet in this, though, because that happens later in the comics. But yeah, she was a goddess in Kenya. So, like, was that Kenya?
Mm-hmm.
In Africa? I think it was Kenya.
That place in Africa?
That place in Africa. She would get used to a certain type of esteem that she's getting fed here. So, yeah, I think it's more than just a love for Arkon. It's a love for what he can also give her.
Right. Because really, you can't marry a man you just met. Frozen stuff here. It's still like she's really trusting way too easily with him, which is that's the part that worries me more than her wanting to stay. Yeah, it's like the fact that she seems in love with him,
and like she didn't really fall for him until she got to Polemacchus and saw like everything that he could offer to her. Right.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. You're not in love with him. You're in love with what is attached to him.
Yep.
Oh, his penis. Oh, I get it. Okay. All right. Where are we?
His penis? Where did that come from?
Because that's what's attached to him.
Totally went over my head. Stupid.
Back at the Resistance, Beast is being patched up. Scott comes to check on him. Beast tells him he has misgivings about the wedding. He says he is ambivalent, which I love that word, ambivalent. It's one of my favorite words now.
Oh.
I've been using it for like most of this year, and like, yes, I like it. Wolverine offers to talk to Arkon, but with his claws. Cyclops makes an astute point that they can't tell Storm to leave Arkon. She has to see him for what he is herself and make that decision for herself. Yes.
True. Yeah, it's very true. Because, yeah, it eventually does have to get, like, you're either, it's sad because the two options that are going to happen is you're either going to lose that person to whoever they're with, or they're going to see it for themselves and come back to you. And you can only hope for the best in some instances. Right. Cyclops and Ventil gingerly walk through the Resistance headquarters. Ventil shows him to a control panel that shows the transmitter that is wreaking havoc on their planet. He tells Cyclops that Arkon wants to make an even bigger one. Of course he does. Small dick syndrome. Cyclops decides it's time to tell Storm what is actually going on Polemacchus, which was kind of funny because we had just seen Scott say Storm has to figure out this on her own. And then in the very next scene, he's like, I guess it's time to break Storm's heart. I'm like, that lasted long.
Right. It's like, I was like, I guess it's too far gone. She needs to see it now. Like, we can't wait.
Yeah.
Things are heating up. Yeah. All right. Back in his dome, Arkon is being apprised of the situation. He finds out the X-Men helped the Resistance free the new slaves. He's like, they freed them before we apprehended them. What's crazy? And then Arkon's like, kill them all! The lead guard reminds Arkon that the X-Men are Storm's friends. I don't care about her friends. Arkon don't care, though. He orders them to be eliminated regardless of Storm's feelings. Okay, yeah, absolutely. He's like, I'm just going to lie to her and tell them they died something tragically.
Yeah, they choked on a dick.
Yeah. Our burgers and fries here were poisoned. Sorry.
Poison their burgers and fries. Jubilee and Storm are now in full dinner geesh. Jubilee looks at the 3 empty seats next to her, worried. Arkon senses Storm and Jubilee's worry and calls for a toast to Storm, conqueror of his heart. So this is again like he notices she's sad, so let's love bomb her. Let's show her that like we love her and she fits here. This is totally like cult vibes. This is Once Upon a Cult all over again, Kevin. Arkon orders Storm to rise, but she is hesitant. Just then, Cyclops crashes the party with Wolverine and Beast in tow. And Kevin, we have You Look Familiar.
Oh my goodness.
So this is Storm in the show. Look how beautiful she is. This is Storm in the this is Storm in the comic.
Oh, very accurate.
It's just the comic one is very much more boob than the show one. Because, Kevin, it's a kid's show. Sure. We can't show all that titty.
Yeah. That's true. But, wow.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed.
Pretty accurate. So I'll post the side-by-side on that for everybody.
Nice. Okay, me. Okay. Storm demands to know what's going on. Wolverine tells her to ask Arkon how he recruits the palace help. Storm finally accepts that. It's like, these are not servants. They are slaves. I'm like, I guess there's kind of this, like, what's the real difference? Like, calling them a servant, I don't know. That's still bad to me, but sure.
I know, even if they're servants, treating him the way he does, it's still wrong to treat people that way. So, yeah.
So, right. It's so weird. But it's like, how dare you make slaves? Arkon tells Storm to, who gives a fuck? This is how the world has always been. They raided us for a long time, and now it's our turn. So what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, Bargadia used to pick on them, so it's fair. Storm gets mad that she was lied to and throws off her headpiece. It looked to me, headpiece always kind of reminded me of like little cat ears or something, or like little alien cats. I don't know. Arkon orders his robots to throw the X-Men in the slave pits.
And we had a 90s moment.
Don't have a cow, man.
You got mail.
90s moments.
Because Wolverine tells them to check the want ads. I'm like, I don't remember the last time want ads were a thing. Like, it's all online now.
Oh my gosh, that's true. When I was looking for jobs, they were still a thing. And that makes me feel old.
You're very old.
I know.
Wolverine and Arkon decide to lock heads personally. Wolverine is shot in the back by a robot, but Beast comes to his aid. The X-Team begin to close in on Arkon when they notice the weather is going crazy. A pissed-off Storm is causing an upheaval. Jubilee runs out to beg her to stop.
Yeah, she's given the speech.
Yeah, she's basically like telling Storm, like, you're no better than like the villain right now because you're gonna hurt people in your little pissy fit.
Yeah. Wolverine tells Arkon he better go get some of them glowing golf balls if he doesn't want to see his world destroyed. Meanwhile, Jubilee pleads with Storm to stop destroying shit. She'll hurt innocent people. Storm suddenly accepts Jubilee's cries and stops her madness. Thank you, Jubilee. Let's hug.
With the weather back to normal, Cyclops and the team open a portal and return to Earth. As Jubilee and Storm are about to leave, Arkon shows up and begs Storm to stay. Jubilee bounces. She's over it. Storm tells Arkon she can never accept the slavery. She destroys the statues and the machine. Without the machine, the Boginians can free themselves. Storm tells Arkon it is a wedding gift and leaves.
That was so satisfying. Such a boss bitch move.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Yeah. And she was just gonna leave too. She was leaving, and then he stopped her, and then she's like, "Oh, let's talk some more." Boom, 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 bitch, take it.
Yep.
And then and this makes me wonder too. Like, if they continue this story in '97, how would they have like taken over? Because the people that were enslaved outnumber the actual people of the town or whatever.
Ooh,
And so they would take the city back.
I want you to put a pin in that. Yes.
Yeah. Back on Earth and at the manor, Storm stares off into the distance. Jubilee wants to go to her, but Wolverine tells her she's already done enough. Jubilee was there for Storm when it counted, and now Storm has to work through the rest herself.
Aww. Oh. And then we see like Arkon in the sky, like she's thinking of him.
Oh yeah, right.
And I feel like the Belfry is kind of like the Golden Gate Bridge for the X-Men. There's your charmed link.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
All right, so just to kind of wrap up, because I kind of went over the first part of the comic last time. So in the comic, the way this ends is Storm like overpowers the machine, fixing the Ring of Vernon. So it's got a lot more of a like happy ending. And then so the Ring of Vernon is fixed. There is no marriage proposal, and it is worth mentioning in the end, Kevin, the X guys, so Wolverine, Colossus, Cyclops, and Nightcrawler are wearing the Polemacchian clothes, and like it has a deep V kind of thing because it's like a robe, and
yeah, I've seen those.
You see all their like hairy chests, and it's like sorry. Would you say this was extreme, expected, or X out? Tell me all your feels.
Oh my gosh, this is extreme for me. I like had such a different feel from last episode because I thought the last episode was super random as hell, and like it seemed very light and juvenile in a lot of ways. Whereas this was so deep and so action heavy. Like all the little action sequences in this too are super good. I loved watching Beast about. I loved Cyclops with his blasts. I mean, everybody was doing some great stuff. And like the heaviness in here, the emotional, real world, political resonance, and all of that stuff is really great.
Wow. Okay.
So.
I said expected. I think what kind of ruins it a little for me is like the writing with Storm. It makes Storm look kind of stupid to be like, you said nothing of slavery. Like, how did you not notice? How did you not know things were
Storm
wrong?
was bothering me a lot like this.
Yeah.
But then you said your friend, Rachel had the same kind of stuff. So
true.
It happens to the smartest people sometimes.
I think especially with Storm being like a strong black woman, there could have been a deeper connection to slavery. I don't know. I just feel like it should have affected her a lot more, and they kind of like blew it off a little. So I don't know. I think it could have been written different.
Okay.
Who would you say is the MXP?
Oh my gosh. This was so hard for me. I'm actually gonna cheat a lot of this. Okay. Well, I want to get. I was thinking Wolverine because he was the one noticing all of the red flags, like seeing like this is not right. This is not right. Are you sure? Like, of course, he was blatantly unsupportive of Storm to begin with, too.
Yeah.
Which kind of dogs him. But then again, like somebody has to say it, right?
True.
So somebody has to be the person. So I liked Wolverine a lot in this. But then there's the other side of that, Jubilee, who was with Storm from the beginning, always has her back, watching the signs, noticing the signs, but also not pushing Storm away. And then being able to talk her down at the same time. So Jubilee was really powerful too. I'm going to give it to Jubilee this time because when did she ever win anything? So
I gave it to Jubilee as well because for everything you said, like it took her a little while to notice the bad, but she did handle it in her stride. She had a nice learning moment, and then especially because she's the one who talked Storm out of destroying everything. So great job, Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is the X factor?
Okay, this is my other shining star favorite thing. The X factor is Cyclops. He is such an understanding and capable leader this episode, because he was there for Storm too. He was like, "Yes, we support you," but then he also was able to assess the situations that Wolverine was laying out for him. He's like, "Okay, I have to agree with you. This isn't right. Let's follow this through." He's very much good at taking note of every little thing that happened and reacting very quickly and admirably and giving the orders and fighting. And so I'm like, Cyclops being a very good leader this episode.
And
is my X factor.
My X factor, it's similar. I feel the whole idea of the X-Men fighting for the outcast, they teamed up with the slaves and did what was right to free them. Like that's always been a theme in X-Men, sticking up for the little guys. So I thought that was well done here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like your previously on question?
Okay.
Shall we take a pin out of that? All right. So our previously on. So did Storm have a right to destroy the central energy transmitter, changing the Polemacchians' way of life? Because you're right. Like it did free the Belganians. But then on the other hand, if that was like their source of protection, did they just open up the Polemacchians to like being taken over now? Like, did Storm have a right to make this decision for them?
See, and I always thought that the thing that was protecting them from the ozone thing, I thought that was a lie. I kept thinking that was something he made up, but maybe it's not. So, because that ring, that's what regulated kind of their weather and everything. It kept everything in check and in balance.
Yeah, so I think what was happening is the CET was like how they were enslaving the Belganians is how I kind of took it, but it was affecting the ring. So he didn't want to destroy the machine, but then if he didn't destroy it, then the ring is going to destroy itself.
Right. So, yeah, I think, yes. I think it was necessary. It was like, because Unless they maybe so if they did nothing with the power, it would just exist there because it's so confusing to me. Because like if the thing didn't exist, that was keeping them slaves, but it was destroying the ring. So with the thing destroyed, the ring is full,
Right.
or is it gone? Okay.
The ring is full.
Okay. So, I think I don't know. For me, it makes sense to keep it that way. I don't know.
So Storm did have a right to destroy the machine?
Yes, after all she was put through, after all the deception, like it's time for him to like figure out how he, has to adapt in the natural state of the universe. Like, don't try to control things that aren't meant to be controlled.
Yeah. I mean, I thought about this, and I do think she had a right to destroy it because she's taking out a tyrant and a dictator. The thing that is scary is, I guess, trusting to the human condition, because it depends on what the Belganians do. Like, are they going to try to get
Are
revenge?
they going to get revenge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going to take pity on the people because, the people didn't do this? It was Arkon who did this.
Pretty much one man and his crew.
Yep. So yeah, we've seen this in a lot of war. Like it's one person who decides, oh, I'm gonna bomb my neighboring country, or I deserve to take it over, or this is my land. So now everybody has to suffer for this one person, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is really sad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, our next episode, Kevin, is the Fifth Horseman. So what do you think this one's about?
Oh my gosh, are we gonna get more apocalypse action again? So, yeah, it's like the fifth Halliwell, but it's the Fifth Horseman. I wonder what the Fifth Horseman is. I don't know. Oh my god!
I think it's so funny. Of course, you'd make that connection, but I was gonna bring that up if you didn't. But you did it for me. So I'll tell you, you got it. It is about Apocalypse. So we get to kind of see like what happened to Apocalypse after Beyond Good and Evil, because he like got thrown into the time stream, and that's got to have some effects on a person. And he doesn't have the Lazarus chamber anymore just to heal himself.
Right.
And we also get our new animation. Yay!
Oh God. Okay. I gotta prepare myself.
This is another episode where I generally remember what it's about, but I don't remember the details. So like, I know we see a returning villain that you're probably missing a lot. We get to see the kind of horseman. So yeah, this will be kind of a new ride for both of us. Stop yawning. You're not tired.
I'm not tired. Halliwell.
All right, where can the people find you?
Yeah. You can find me on my personal Instagram, KGZ87, and find the other podcast I do called Words of the Witches. We're back with that, covering the Dynamite 1,000 Deaths comics at the moment, currently. Yay!
Cool, and you could find my book on Amazon, Witch's Brew, A Dream of Waking.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room.
We'll see you in my room.
We'll see you next week. Bye, sexy Xy's.
Bye.